Okay. Um,
because it downloads it still like keeps downloading that file whatever it needs for the test. So
okay, it keeps downloading that file. Okay, it's not cached still. Oof.
yeah.
Damn. Okay. Damn it. Stupid Snick stuff is. Let me just move this stuff. Okay. All right, and here's the branch. Great. So, and hey, Saksham, let's see. So we got, wait a minute. One about GPU. Let's make sure. I think there was maybe a different. Okay.
And what was the main motive behind this port? Like we wanted to upgrade to TensorFlow
Yeah.
2.4.0.
So TensorFlow, yeah, we need to update to the latest, and actually, that's what those SNCC scan things was. So if you guys have may have seen this. There's this public sort of vulnerability scanning website called SNCC.io, and it will tell you when your dependencies have vulnerabilities in them. And so one of the things that it identified was that TensorFlow has some vulnerabilities in basically less than 2.4.0. And so we need to upgrade to TensorFlow 2.4.0. And that breaks transformers, which depends on TensorFlow at some weird it's a weird way that it breaks. But basically, we need to update to transformers. Oh, and I think what I did here was I tried to see if we could just update because we were at version 3.0.2 or less than 3.1.0, but I figured maybe if we upgrade to a different version of transformers, it will fix itself. Maybe they updated their internal APIs to work with TensorFlow 2.4, but that was not the case. I thought, if we don't go from, I think we had a bit of this conversation last week, but right, if we change the major version number, then we should expect API breaking changes. However, what happened in this case was there's API breaking changes between minor version numbers, so the 3.x. And so we were thinking maybe if we just update to 3.5.1, it would be compatible with TensorFlow 2.4 because neither of those is a major version change. However, that's not the case. So there's apparently some API breaking changes within transformers. And uh, I think what ended up,
Actually, the commit message wasn't helpful here. Like I was confused. Like I was
yeah,
thinking that you like missed that like
yeah,
mentioning
I
4.1
think
there.
I think what happened here was we had this conversation. I tried it out real quick, and then let's see. Let's look at 844 um, issues, and then I overwrote that commit. So let's see.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
yeah, and I did not say that I did that. Let's see. I think I might have put it in the. I think the only mention of it was um, here, which is not straightforward. Yeah. Um, so
So,
we'll revert that.
so I tried upgrading it to 4.1.1. There's
Yeah.
this testing branch in my repo, and it's still breaking. And the the problem is like they haven't implemented complete port from version 3 to 4. So
Yeah.
some of the things that worked in version 3 point something didn't doesn't work in 4.0. Like what we are using here are fast tokenizers, and fast tokenizers aren't supported by the model pipeline, the QA pipeline we are using. So the tests
Okay.
are breaking there. So
Ah.
we might need to change either the API or either the tests.
Okay.
So
So let's see. Issue is that fast tokenizers are not supported um, in 4.x or 4.1.1.
with certain pipelines, not
Okay.
like with the whole API. Like the QA pipeline, particularly we are using, that doesn't support it. and the other one I don't know what the issue with that is. It's a fix, I guess.
Okay, it should be a quick fix.
Yeah, the other one, the NER one, should be a quick fix, and the QA pipeline one is uh, it's because of that fast tokenizers.
Okay.
So we might have couple of choices, like either change the API we are like how we are using the API, or like how we are building the pipeline for DFFML, or
Uh-huh.
the other thing could be we could change the test from fast tokenizers to store tokenizers. But they are working on the like I there was this issue in Transformers. It was opened in October 2020. So they said that support might be coming soon. Soon, I don't know what. Like, when can we expect that?
Okay. Thank you very much. This is very helpful. So there's an open issue in Transformers saying that support for fast tokenizers will be coming soon. Not sure how soon. We can move to slow tokenizers. How much slower is that? Do you know? Any idea?
I don't even know that fast
All right.
means
It doesn't really
literally
mean
fast.
anything. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I
Let's
myself
just.
new with Transformers, so I will go through the tests again. I have to read how Himanshu wrote the code, because Transformers code is like very confusing because you have so many features.
Uh-huh.
I haven't read the complete code yet, but there might be some other fixes. I'll work on it this week and let you know next week
Okay,
probably.
great. Okay, great. Thank you very much. That's going to be very, very helpful.
Is there any other issue that like is
This is the
blocking us from
top
something?
priority right now. I believe this is it. So yeah, we had this one
All
sitting
right.
around. I forgot that we were going to need to upgrade the versions of TensorFlow
The
before we
thing is,
released. So we should have gotten to this earlier, but alas, here we are.
yeah, this might be easier to work like with if the test ran locally, but
Yeah. Oh, and you were
Transformers
saying,
has this. Yeah, Transformers has this weird thing that it can work with either TensorFlow or either PyTorch. I think so. What I read in the documentation.
okay.
So it either uses TensorFlow or either uses PyTorch. I
Oh,
don't think it uses both of them. It even needs both of them.
well, that's
So
interesting. Maybe let's see. Yeah, maybe we can switch its back in then. Okay. Um,
I'll study about Transformers. I have zero knowledge about Transformers. I just looked at the API and what all things are breaking already. I'll read about it this week, and if I can fix it, I'll fix it.
awesome. Thank you very much. That's going to be very helpful. Okay. Anything else from you, Yash?
No, that's it.
All right, fantastic. Thank you. Okay. Hey, Saksham, how's it going with you? What are you up to lately?
Hey John, uh, just caught between exams.
Yeah.
What about you?
Um, lots of stuff. Let's see. Yeah, I've got some. I've picked. So we're actually doing. This is kind of interesting. So we're doing this thing within Intel to share some more code with other people in the company because everybody right now is is sort of keeps their code to themselves, and so we're doing this big initiative to do sort of open source but inside the company. And as part of that, I'm trying to figure out, the how we can use DFFML for that. And so we might get some data flow usage in there. With no prospects on machine learning usage at the moment, but we may end up using the data flows and stuff there. So I've done a little bit of prototyping with that, and yeah, that's one of the things that I've been doing lately. Um, so
That's
yeah,
great. That's great. So, if you're looking for that, then we probably need a really good documentation on data flow, which
yeah,
is
we
not.
do. I'm gonna
Yeah.
gonna sort of spoon feed it to one of the teams, security team, Android security team, and we'll see we'll see how it goes. So I'll be watching for feedback on how they interact with things. So yes, that's what I've been up to. Did you have anything you wanted to talk about today?
Yeah, so I finally got around to the image colorization stuff, and I had a few
Awesome.
doubt with the config and data flow stuff.
Okay, and sorry, can you tell me the last sentence again?
The config and data flow stuff, I had a few questions for that.
Okay. All right. Great. Thank you. Okay. Um, all right, let's see. So, all right, yeah, let's jump to Nitesh now. Okay, so what was the issue that you ran into?
I just followed your previous solution and then still is giving me a error that Python hyphen date util is not found in the plugins. So still
Uh,
throwing an error.
Python
This some
util.
kind of library is not installed.
Okay, and let's see,
Yeah.
commits. So let me just write that down. So log show that Python date util installed. All right. Okay, so let's check this guy out and let's check this guy out. Okay, yeah, we talked about adding this here in the docs. And then this, I take it, is that docs. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. All right. Okay. Python date util. Okay, successfully installed from Python date util 1.5. Let's see. Collecting Python date util. Requirement already satisfied. Successfully installed Python date util. Okay, so that's one of the lines. Okay. It got Python date util there. Let's see. Traceback plugin not. Where is this stupid error message? Alright, let's just put it in a file. Okay, that was a poor choice.
And also in a CI part, the test for a Mac OS, it's showing that AIO MySQL is not found in the plugins.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's right. I think there was another. Okay, so light GBM not found in. Okay. Oh, for some reason it wasn't showing it in the other log output. Oh, it's probably because this line is too long. It's weird that Les didn't show that. Okay, so plugin light GBM not found in collecting requirements. Stack. What is this? CI installed. Okay, so it's done some interesting parsing here. Okay, so looks like I need to take a look at this because this is the parsing code that I did. I think we also, now I'm realizing we also had something where we were installing them in, like you said, Mac OS and stuff, so different environments. And then you end up with different versions of things. So I guess I'll take a look at this because I think it's going to be more complicated than we were thinking last week. Because yeah, so basically it looks like there's an error with the code that I'd written to parse the logs because it's, obviously it's grabbing stuff that's not version numbers. Let's see, okay, so light GBM not found in, okay, so I think also part of the problem is here that we needed to add the target to, so this log output that we should have changed here, it looks like you changed it to be the updated version of the main plugins tests, but I think we were going to add it to or we wanted the tests for the run docs target. Because that wasn't going to run the tests, and we figured out that the freeze, the pip freeze in the logs happens after or before we run the tests for all the plugins, and all the plugins are installed. So we were getting this failure. Basically, we can't point the log, or we can't change this line here to be the logs of the main plugins test suite. We have to change it to be the logs of the docs test suite was the plan, I believe. And so I think that's why it's still failing, because this log output is what's going to be parsed here, and light GPM is not being installed here. Does that make sense? What happened?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so we needed to
And
change.
I think for different environment, it's giving an error because in case of Windows, it's giving that OpenCV Python is not found. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, and so, and I think our solution to this, maybe we just build the docs on the different platforms, which isn't a horrible idea anyways, and then we point the docs at, or point this scraper at each of the whole collection of the log archives, and I'll just take this one from here. Did you had some other things that you were thinking about working on, right?
yeah.
Okay, so I'll just take this one
Another
from
one
here.
is yep.
What was it again?
No, no. I think I'm just working on a source HD
Oh, that's right.
PY5.
Yeah.
Yeah, so didn't get much time, but I will. I mean, right now I don't have any topic to talk about it.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, so you've got something to do then while I do this in
Yeah.
parallel. Okay, great. Anything else on your end, Nitesh?
No, no, no. Thanks.
Let me make sure that I do this here. All right, Shah. So we're working on the forecasting models and ran into a technical issue. So
Yeah,
what is the issue?
we, yeah. Do you want me to present my screen, or should I just like send a screenshot on the Gitter chat?
Let's see. Why don't you send a screenshot?
Cool.
That way we know what we're working with here and we can make the decision from there.
Also, just one more thing. I submitted the updated pull request, and
Okay.
I think it's ready to be merged. Like apart from the should I CI failing,
Okay.
I think it's okay.
Oh, that's right. And I think, Yash, we talked about the should I stuff and I forgot about that. Okay, we need to create an issue for this. Okay, so
Yeah, we had to replace something, right?
yeah, we had to update the
Row is equals
vulnerability
to
counts.
8 to 9.
Yeah. we'll wait for your screenshot then.
Yeah, I think I've just sent it right now.
Cool. Feature object is not editable. Okay. Let's see, self.config.features. It looks like your features type of your property is with the type on the config structure is lacking the letter S at the end. So it's just a singular feature object rather than declared as the features list. So I think you just need that. Let's see. So features. So within the config for the model, the features property is of type is missing an S on its type name. So features feature should be features. I believe this is what's going on. All right, you can let us know if that fixes it. All right, we'll move on to Sudhanshu, and then you can rerun the test and let us know. All right, Sudhanshu.
Yeah.
So you're done creating the root score updated in Deluxe.js. Remove some of the family tests. It's just like this. That's a weird one for him to pick.
Yeah, so in that, the problem is I still don't know if what I have written is actually working or not.
Mm-hmm. Let's.
And also, there in the examples we have a JavaScript file,
Mm-hmm.
a JavaScript example index.js
Mm-hmm.
that I have also updated,
Okay.
but it's not seem to be running.
Yeah, it doesn't. Okay. So I guess, and the question here is more, I think, did it work before? Because I can't remember last time we ran that JavaScript test.
I feel it wasn't working before also
Okay.
because I took the code from the master branch also and ran it and it wasn't working.
Okay. Okay. So let's create an issue to track this bug in the master branch. And then so okay, so since there's no since I wrote this and I should have a passing test for it, I will go figure out what's up with that. So and then we'll circle back to fixing that after, because you shouldn't be expected to fix something that was broken before. So I'll make sure we're good on what's going on. So John will fix this, but if you can create the issue, that would be great.
Okay, I'll create that issue.
And then you can do the updates to this branch as well, and then you can make sure that it still works when your changes. Okay. Let's see. And then other than that, okay, so we test CLI means redirects. See. Awesome. Okay. Change that. Okay, test accuracy, remove that. Let's see. So you said, okay, okay, score accuracy. Text score looks good. Copy pasta, find replace. Great. Okay. So score not loaded. Okay. So looks like we still need a test in test routes. Did you say there was something blocking about that, or? So we do want a Python test there.
Yes. So I haven't written the tests for the current implementation of how we are using the scorer.
Okay. Yeah, so, and I think, let's see if there's going to be a good example for that anywhere. So, let's just,
There's also like this Python example.
so that Python example is more targeted for, I think, Sudharsana wrote that, and that was a while ago. Let's pull that up and just take a look. I believe that this is, yeah, this is a Python client example using like requests, yeah. And so this is not something that, uh-oh, I think we have a, okay, we have a, I wonder what's going on here. Obviously we aren't testing this. Okay, we need to test this. So let's make a note of that. So okay. So don't worry about this. Okay. We need to test this. We need to test this and then update it. Because yeah, this is basically the Python client. So that JavaScript example that you found is the JavaScript client side example for users, and then this would be the Python client side example for users. And then the test cases themselves are just the unit tests in here. And so this also needs to be, so all three need to be updated. So let's see, this will need to be updated as well. First, we need to implement testing for it. Okay. So yeah, first we need to implement testing for it. Okay. This may be I'm not sure. This is another one. Who knows what the state of this thing is? So let's see. I think this is something that we could, so if you could create an issue for this as well.
Sure. I will do that.
And then we can see, we'll see where we're at. If someone picks this up, I'll label it as good first issue or something, and we'll try to, or I might try to just take it too, because it could be a console test thing, but we'll see. Does anybody want to try to do the testing for this? Maybe maybe what we should do is, okay, I'm gonna look at the JavaScript one, see how if it works, or how it, like what might be the possible issues with it, and then if that one is just completely broken, because I don't think we are testing either of these on a regular basis, they might be severely out of date, and that would be sort of a rabbit hole that we don't want to send someone down in.
Yeah.
So in that case, I'll take a look at the JavaScript one, and then we'll evaluate what we want to do with the Python one. So, but we should have the issue to track it. So John will tackle JS example first, then see how we want to deal with Python example. Console tests. All right. Great. Okay, so then aside from that, yeah, we need to make sure that we have the unit test. We need to make sure we have a unit test in test roots. So let's see.
Yes, we probably need to have like JavaScript tests also for it.
We do, yeah. I don't know how, and yeah, so I'm not sure exactly how we're gonna do that. But I'll figure that out when we, or at least get us an idea of it when when I look at this.
Sure.
So, but this you can do right now.
Yeah.
Let's see. Did you have questions on how you might do this, or let me find out.
So, yeah, so basically, like whatever like code I have written, I'm not sure if that is actually working or not.
Okay.
So I'm not sure like if I write some tests right now, it's actually going to test what we actually have to test.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that's a great I like how you said that. So I'm not sure if the code that was written in roots.py will be tested correctly when writing tests, or will be tested. How do we know if the code that was written in roots will be tested when writing tests in test roots.py? Okay, so, and the answer I would say is coverage. Let's use, and I'll list out where I think also, but let's use coverage, the coverage tool to find out. And I will pull it down and do a little demo here, but I think we also have docs for this under contributing. Where is it? Testing. Okay, test coverage. Okay, I think that this will be what you want. So, all right, let's verify that this stuff works here. All right,
Yeah.
I think we might need to update that command too. Okay, we're still recording, great. All right. So, and we will try to clip this. Let me just write a note that we're going to try to clip this and make a little YouTube video of it, or take this from the internet. Post. We'll clip the YouTube video as a how-to. All right. Basics. All right. So, say you're working on a plugin, and for example, the HTTP service, and you want to figure out, what if your tests that you've written cover the changes that you've made. And so here's the changes that we made, or let's see, where's the change? Yeah, so here's part of the changes that we made in roots.py. So we added this configure root and this context root, and the accuracy score, so these guys here. So we want to make sure that this code is getting tested. And then it looks like, yeah, we changed the examples. We removed the, let's see, the accuracy shorthand and testing. And then we added that in test CLI. And we took out some of the stuff in roots here. So, all right. We can run the tests with coverage, or let's see, let's run the test with coverage before all these changes, just so we can see that. Where was this? So add the score classes. Okay, we'll just run it right now. So this is from the docs in the testing and test coverage.
Establish.
All right, great. All the tests pass, but do they cover the GP tensor is oops, report dash M. Let's just do the HTML report. So now we tell coverage to make us an HTML report, and then we serve it as HTTP. So, okay. We're going to check routes, and we're going to look for missing lines. Oops. Come on now. All right, let's just scroll. Okay. And we're going to find that no, they're not tested. Surprise, surprise, because we haven't written tests. Let's see, looks like we've got some issues with the data flow stuff here. Configure score, yep, and context score. Okay, so yep, you can see that they're not tested. And
Yes.
then what we'll do is we can just test routes. So let's see, configure. So test routes configure would be where you're going to want to add your configuration. So for this, for this configure score, and then I think that there's another one for context. Oops. Okay, subtest, context. Okay, and oh, when you configure, okay, this is also the place to test the context creation. And then I think we have, since you added this guy, which is score accuracy. So you're gonna need, I think that the test cases here are, yeah. Yeah, okay, so there's test model. So you're going to create a new class called test scorer, and you can see that these guys, so there's some setup that's done here. And let's see, add memory source, add fake model. So I believe these methods actually exist within the, I think they exist within that util testing or something. And so you'll update that. But yeah, so you just add, so make a new class for test model or test routes model. Let's see, I think looks like we named the source test slightly differently, or the model test, just test model. But so you want test routes score, and then so you'll create that class, you'll copy sort of, I think the model, the test model this is a good one to copy from here because you can see it instantiates a model, it instantiates the data set. So you're going to want to add one of these helper methods to do add a score or something. Let's see, add fake model, memory source, num records. So this kind of stuff, you're gonna do some of the setup, and then you'll write your test cases in here. And so you'll probably have yeah. So you'll see the format here, and you'll get sort of the things we want to cover. And of course, then we rerun the coverage, and we want to make sure that we've got full coverage there. So cool.
Sure.
Let's see. So yeah, let me just list out those places. So test, create, new class, test routes, accuracy, score. So model this after test model. So let's see. Test model is a good place to look. Okay. Run coverage to verify. And then you also want, let's see, there's probably a CLI test, and then test routes configure. Okay. This also tests context creation. So this is also, so this test routes configure is also the place to test context creation. And you'll see that in the other ones. All right, let's see. Okay, well that is, let's see, this is these bullet points here. Okay, let's move these here. All right, great. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about this?
No, I feel that's fine.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Good job. So let's see. And then let's go to Saksham. So you're working on the colorization demo. You had questions on config and data flow stuff. What was up there?
Yes, just a sec. Yes, I told you that the training, we were able to train the model. So I created a new data flow for the prediction stuff in which I used the ffml.model.predict stuff and a few other operations. So I was thinking of running the data flow run command. Data flow, what was the command? Data flow run records all. So what I had doubts with was how would I pass the model here?
Okay. Let's go take a look. All right, so records all. Did you try doing it like, oh, how do you pass the model? Okay, so let's see.
Like there is a config option in the create command. Is that how I should pass the model?
I guess I mean, it depends how you want to do it. So let's see. Okay, oops, damn it. Okay, I apparently screwed up all my dependencies. Oh yeah, I was working on the TensorFlow stuff.
Yeah, I can share the screen to make it easier.
Yeah, why don't you share and then we can see what's going on. Yeah, I think so. I think the answer is you can pass it within the data flows config, or we should have, let's see, where is that? We should have facilities for, let's see if I have a working environment on any of my 4 computers.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, almost. Looks like it's loading up. Okay.
So like this is the data flow for the the train command.
Let's see, your screen is black. So
Oh,
I'm not seeing anything. Okay, I am okay. So I do have the answer for you. Regardless, it looks like we don't have the ability to specify configs for individual operations on the command line. So we have to put, and that's probably something that we need to track as something that we should do. So the Dataflow run records all, or
you aren't sharing your screen.
okay, yeah. Thank you. Okay. So Dataflow run records all command does not have a option for configs, the Dataflow's configs attribute. So we have to specify command line does not have a way to specify the configs of an operation implementation or an operation instance, or specify the config for an instance of an operation. All right, so we have to include the config for the instance within the data flow. So we can do this using .dirconf extension, or so we can do this by putting the data directly within the configs section or property of the data flow. Let's see, where did I just do this? Okay, yeah. Okay, 1 second. What was this called? Okay, so configs. Okay, so the data flow has this configs property where we put the instance name of an operation instance, and then we put the whatever the config is, right? And so in this case, I think you're talking about model predict, right? Are you doing model predict?
So I'm using the dffml.model.predict operation.
Okay.
So first I'm just converting the image into the different color channel, and then I'm using model.predict, and then I'm combining the channels.
Okay. So let's see. This is not a good search. What the hell? Probably because it's treating dot as regex. All right. Okay. We have an example. Great. So yeah, you're going to store the, let's see, model config model equals SLR model.
Yeah, there is a Python example here, but
Okay. The
not a
question is
Scala.
more, yeah, how do we do it? Okay. So the answer, I believe, is we can take this and, okay, we should put an if main name equals main around that. Let's just copy paste this and we will have our answer. So we should just, damn it. Wow.
So one thing I've thought of like is I should create a new the model in in a Python file and then use that model in the config section of the data flow create command.
Use that model in the config section of the data flow create command. Yes, exactly. And I think, this is the same, we can do this the same way by, oh wait, is this installation screwed up? Yeah, it is. Export config YAML. Okay, I think the config exporting is the way that you want to go here. Service dev export. Yeah, so you should be able to run this command here. So like I put this in the file called T and then data flow. So I have screwed up all my dependencies right now, but you should be able to you can write the model in, in Python or whatever, and then you should just be able to export to YAML here, or you could just write the data flow in Python and export it to YAML. Yeah, so I mean, it really is just going to be model equals and then the config for the model. So you'll have the instance name, and then you'll have the, plugin is SLR model, config is this stuff.
So then I'll have to like wouldn't it be confusing that if I'm using two things?
You don't have
The
to, I just
Python.
mean you can do this when you're writing the tutorial. You can put your, here, why don't you just show your screen and we can do it right now, because I think this would be, this would probably be helpful.
Yeah, so I'm trying to share my screen, but it's
Oh yeah, that's
black.
right. That's my screen. I got excited.
I'll rejoin the meeting and
Okay,
try again.
cool. So Shah, did that work for you? The features fix?
No.
No,
The solution you suggested, actually it was features, features only.
like this. Or wait,
Yeah,
you're not
you
presenting. Okay, I'm not presenting. Yeah. Um, okay, so it was features. So, but you did get it fixed.
no, I'm working on that. I've sent another screenshot on the Gitter chat.
Okay. Looks like we might have Suction presenting here in a second. Okay. All right, Suction. I think that you may want to check in your your run3 file. You may want to check that you're actually defining a instance of feature, like when you're creating EXP model, if you've done features rather than feature singular. I don't know, that would be my next guess. I think you might just need to play around with it. Yash would be Yash or Saksham might be able to help you with this
You can actually ping
issue.
anyone of us, me or Saksham, and we'll help you with the model stuff. All right.
Thank you. I'll do that.
Ping me on Gitter on the channel itself, or you can ping me personally too. I'll help you with this.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll do that.
Thanks, Yash. Yeah. Oh, and when any of us run into things like this, it's really helpful if we post a link to the branch that we're working on, and push the stuff up to GitHub, and that way, other people can see the whole code. So, Shaksham, do we have you, or do we lose you? Okay, there we go. Yes, sweet.
So I can only share one screen at a time. I can't
Okay.
share the entire screen. So I can only share the VS Code screen right now.
All right. So this all looks.
Can you see the dataflow.sh file on my
Yep.
screen? So here, this is the train command, right? So this is the data flow for the train command. This is working.
Yep.
Uh, this this is the I have written this data flow for the prediction thing. So here, first we take the image and convert it to grayscale. If it's already not grayscale, I've just written that for now. Then we run the model predict operation,
Okay.
and then then we merge the. So here I've told you, if I don't know if you remember or not. So we are giving the model a grayscale image, and we are getting an AB channel image
This
prediction.
sounds vaguely familiar. It's been a while though. Yeah.
Yes, so the gray channel and the AB channel, when we merge them, so we get the RGB image after converting it into RGB.
Cool.
First we get the lab channel, and then we can convert it into RGB.
Mm-hmm.
So here that is what's happening here. And then we take the result, and I've written an operation to save all the colored images,
Cool.
the colorized images.
Nice.
So I wanted to run the dataflow run command, but I'm just
We need the
confused how
model.
to pass model. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, and I think, yeah. So, all right. So this is one of those things where when we when we finally bridge the last gap on the config parsing, and we can take the config parameters from YAML files, this will be doubly helpful here. Sorry. Okay. So let's see. This is your model here. Okay. So you should just be able to run the export command on color model, and let's see, I'll predict config, run the export command on model predict config. Yeah, maybe do model config. So do operations : model _ config, and use that. Let's see, I'll paste the export command here. I'll put it in getter. So
Okay, got it.
cool. So yeah. So what we're gonna do here is you have the model instantiated in Python. We're just gonna dump it. We're gonna say dffml load this Python file and export that model as YAML. And now we're going to take that exported YAML and put it in the data flow, and then we'll be able to the data flow will instantiate the predict operation using that config. And so yeah, where the config stuff and the files comes in is, eventually we'll be able to say at this exported file, and it will it'll pick it up on the command line, and so the syntax will be similar for the data flows and for the command line running, right? So basically we're saying that we would replace the hyphen model hyphen all of the properties of the model with a at the exported model YAML.
Okay.
That's just a side note to this, but it's sort of just so that we're all on the same page about how we're making everything. We're converging syntaxes here slowly but surely.
Yes, so this command is not working.
Okay, can you
Name
show
YAML.
us? Maybe can you start a terminal in VS Code so we can see?
Yeah, sure.
It's probably because we're not in the same directory here. So you want to go to wherever model is,
Just a
or
second.
wherever that operation model is. Oh, YAML is not. Okay. So you need to import YAML here, but yeah. And then just as a side note, you should always use YAML underscore safe or YAML dot safe underscore load, just for reference. And this has to do with somebody submitted a CVE against them, and you guys can read more about the safe load thing if you want, but just sort of as a general rule. Okay, so great. All right, so now we should see, the config. So model config. Okay, great. So let's see, model config plugin TwitchNet. Okay, great. So I think what we need to do now is, where's your data flow at?
Data flow at. So
Like,
this
where's
is
the
the
file? Okay, there's the create command.
file. This file you're talking about, right?
Yep, that file.
So I did like I gave configs like this operations model config is equal to dffml.model.predict.
Okay, so let's see, config. Let's see. So that was data flow create. I'm just typing in the help to see what we get here. So yeah, so config, and then you can set a config value. So yeah, operations model config equals diff model.predict. Let's see. I think, let's see. So config operation model config. I think what we're going to do here is, so config.yaml. All right. So we have a way of doing this. Let's see. I think when we load the data flows, Ogden implemented this dirconf thing, which basically means you can nest configurations within directories. So we should be able to, let me just take a look here and see dirconf. I think we have an example somewhere. There's tests somewhere. Okay, dirconf.json. Okay, so if you name the create commit, the the output of this create command, if you so you t to predict.yaml. So if you t to predict.dirconf.yaml, then we will load we will load aspects of this from a directory as well. So and this is
Can you
not.
repeat that? I didn't get that.
So if you t the file to predict.dirconf.yaml, dirconf, yeah,
Like
.yaml,
this.
yeah. Now what happens is config, or let's see, it's in vim test config loader. Okay, dirconf. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. Okay, load file. Okay. Okay, so now basically if we create a directory called predict, so like what we would do is we create a directory called predict, and then we'd create a and then we do directory structure under that until all right. So you create a directory called predict, and then that when you name predict.yaml, predict.dirconf.yaml, it says I'm going to put things under the predict directory that I want you to load as properties of this data flow, or whatever this is that we're loading as the config loaders are loading. So it's going to recursively look through that predict directory, and if you make predict, let's see, so predict is a data flow, so it has the configs attribute. So if you make the directory structure predict/configs/ let's see, what's the instance name of that model? So predict/configs/dffml.model.predict/ let's see, dffml.model.predict. Let's see, do we put a file here? Yeah, I think it's a file. So if you just put this, if you run that export command and you pipe it to, instead of config.yaml, you do predict/configs/dffml.model.predict. It should, yeah, dffml.model.predict.yaml. It will take the contents of this file and load it in under the configs for dffml.model.predict. I believe this is what should happen here. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying here?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is why, and this is sort of this is part of this unified config thing, right? And the goal here is that we are now able to reuse config files, and eventually we'll be able to reuse them across the command line as well, right? So now when you run the data flow run command, it should load that. Actually, I think we can load it just to check here to see what it's going to look like. How do we do that? I think we have a command line option to do that. So export, it's not export, it might just be the config stuff. So we'd convert the config. Yeah, so let's do dffml config convert. I think from your terminal here, because you have that predict.dirconf.yaml in this directory, yeah. So dffml config convert, and then do, let's see, did this command get updated? Yeah, -config out, and then YAML, and then do the predict.dirconf. So yeah, no hyphen. Now just do that data flow, predict.dirconf.yaml. This should load it and then dump
this one, right?
it. No, the top level one. So the one that you ran that you got from the create command. So
So I haven't ran the
wait.
one.
Oh, you haven't ran the create command. Okay, great. Yeah, let's run that, and let's remove that configs option from it. Let's see. yeah, that config, you don't need that because that's what we're doing with the other thing. Let's see. So yeah, okay, great. Yep, looks good. Okay, cool. And then yeah, if we run this, yeah, cool. Now, yeah, when we run this config convert command, it should, so dfml config space convert dash config out, or sorry, dash config dash out space YAML, and then that data flow that we just created. So predict whatever it is, .conf.yaml. Yeah, let's finish process works. Yeah, try that. All right, let's see if it put it in the configs. Did it put it in there?
No, I don't
Look
think
like
so.
it. All right, so predict. Yeah. Okay, so this, we have a test for it. So something, you know, this it must well, maybe we've done something wrong here, but obviously we haven't documented this yet. This would be the first time. So we were using this. Yeah, this is exactly what this is for. So it's implemented. There's a test for it. You will be the first one documenting it, is what we're running into here. So let's see. Yeah, I guess this is probably something we'll take offline then. But it looks like we should have all the functionality and it should be being tested. We've probably just you know, screwed up the way that we've done this. So config loader, I would say let's take this offline and
Can
we'll
you
make a
link
note of it.
the file where you've
I will, yeah.
taken the example
Okay,
from? Yeah.
so let's see. We need to use the .dirconf stuff here. So looks like it wasn't working at the moment. Okay, and we have the recording luckily to go back over this stuff. So, and then I will grep-c. Okay. So I'll post this stuff in Gitter as well.
Yeah, I might be overlooking something too, right? So I'll also go over this again. And
Okay, great. Yeah, so let's just go over this again. Take a look at the stuff that I'm going to post it here in the Gitter chat, and then yeah, just let me know how it goes if because we probably just did something wrong, being that this is the first time we're running through it here. There's unit tests for it, but obviously there's no integration tests, and this would be the first integration test we have for it. It should be technically implemented. It might be tweaking. It might need tweaking, but hopefully it's not too much tweaking. So let me link to this.
okay.
Cool.
Yeah, everything's just ready. I just need the model to just get in there and work. And then I just
Okay.
need to write the documentation and it'll be ready.
Cool. Great. All right, so I'm just going to put Zero recording for more details, and hopefully you can get that cleared up. Just keep me in the loop on this, because obviously we, you know, this is the first time we're writing the test case for this.
Okay.
Okay, so your tutorial will be the first test case for this. And were you able to use the consoles test stuff when you did this, or have you been doing, you know, the way that we had been testing the tutorials before?
Yeah, so I haven't really reached that point yet.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let me know when you get to there, and we'll try to work through that, because I think you might be the first person to do the console test too. I know you have experience testing the other tutorials, but this should simplify your testing process, hopefully. So should make things a lot easier, I hope. If not, then we'll make sure that it does. So, cool. Do you have anything else, Sakshan?
No, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this stuff is exactly what you want here. We may have done something slightly wrong. The test cases should give you more insight into what to do, and if it's not working, then we will make it work, because this is exactly what that DIRConf stuff was for. So let's see. And did we miss anything from anyone, or does anyone have anything else? It looks like Shah, you got that working.
Yeah, that worked. A small spelling error in the run file.
Great. Oh, it's always something like that. Okay. Anything from anyone else? And then Sudhanshu, I think, yeah, you're good to go. Okay, so let's see. Okay, and then yours is taking this out. Great. Thank you, everyone. I will talk to you next week and on Gitter. Just ping me
Yeah.
if there's anything going on.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.